Yeah, what was that amazing plan? You were gonna... Was that last week?
Yeah, but I was going to pretend to be a sick Clipnid baby.
It's kind of horrifying when you think about it.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I have come up with a pretty ingenious plan for a little bit later down the line, though, but I'm not going to reveal that till the time. I'm really glad I took disguise now.
I'm intrigued slash worried about the implications. Okay, right, I'm all ready to go here. Everyone go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
To very briefly recap, in order to get a non-aggression pact with the Blue Wind Clicknid, and perhaps just as importantly, to stop Calavera from getting the same deal, you guys hunted down the rogue Hive Queen and infiltrated her nest quite successfully, whilst Calavera and his airship, the Black Dragon, were bombing the hell out of the nest on the surface, basically. And after some spurious attempts to reason with it, you guys decided that the simplest thing to do was just to blow the Hive Queen into tiny, tiny little pieces that she could never be resurrected from ever again, using the now tried and tested raise a zombie, strap a load of dynamite to it, and send it charging in. So that worked surprisingly effectively, even if it might have been quite an expensive move. Unfortunately, because of the force of the explosion, not to mention the various explosions on the surface that were already causing rocks to fall from the ceiling, the cavern and tunnels that you were in underground basically started to collapse, and you were forced to retreat very quickly, along with the few kind of now freed Clicknid that you were trying to rescue, including one that Twig had named Longwings because it couldn't remember its own name. So yeah, that's where we left off, and that's where we're going to pick up immediately. So you guys have to fight your way up through the tunnels as they are collapsing around you. This is made much more difficult by the fact you have several of these recently freed Clicknid who are kind of slow and almost drunken in their movements, and they don't quite know where they're going, so you're having to push them ahead of you, just constantly shoving them towards the surface while you hear more explosions from above and rocks start to cave in around you. But after a frantic few minutes, you do manage to fight your way to the surface, and you manage to see daylight and gulp in some fresh air as you hear rocks and caves-ins collapsing from the tunnels that you just escaped from. I'll just load you back into the map. Hopefully you're all good and loaded in there. So, as you escape to the surface, you look up and you see that Calavera's airship is still there its cannons have briefly paused in their assault. So there's a brief respite from the mortar shells that were raining down on the area. There are scores of dead Clicknids littering the canyon, having apparently lost their fight with the airship. There are small pockets of living Clicknid that you can see around the map. They have the same kind of slow, drunken movements that the other Clicknid that you've just rescued had. Like, they're sort of still staggering around, trying to get their bearings after being released from the Hive Queen's control. As you look up at the airship, you see ropes being cast over the side, and a number of devil dogs basically rappel down to the ground. From the deck above, you can hear Calavera yelling orders over the side. And you hear him yelling, "Quickly, amigos, get me that head! Dig that giant bug out of the rubble if you have to, but I want that head!" So these devil dogs have descended to the ground, and obviously, as they reach the ground, they see you and your rescued Clicknid friends scampering out of these tunnels onto the surface, covered in dust. You guys have maybe about 10 seconds before this descends into a firefight. Is there anything you would very quickly like to do in this situation?
I wanna drop my flamethrower on the ground and pull out my gun.
Fair enough. So,
Yeah,
grab his gun.
I'm gonna take out my rifle and well, that's about it. Actually, I'm gonna vault behind that rock above me,
Okay, yeah, sure. You can move upon that.
like here.
Yeah, sure. So you're sort of between this this large rock, and behind you you've got this sort of termite hill thing.
Is it high enough to cover me totally, or is it like partial cover or something?
The rock's enough to give you cover on the ground, but bear in mind that you've got potential targets above you as well, which it won't give you cover against.
Yeah.
But yeah, total cover on the ground. Anyone else with quick reaction-y type things?
Is there enough time to cast a spell?
Yeah, you've got about 10-15 seconds to react, so you can cast a spell if you want to.
I've cast defensive winch.
Okay, cool. You want to roll for that, and then we'll do Twig.
One more.
Okay. Okay, while Theo's rolling for that, Twig, what do you want to do?
I just wanted to run like up these steps onto this ledge.
Yeah, sure. You want to move Dexys as well? I believe that's successfully cast, right?
Yeah, target number 10.
Okay, cool. So, Protective Winds protects you and people next to you, right?
Just me, and anyone next to me suffers -1 penalty to melee attacks.
Okay, cool. Anybody else, or you're good? Okay, cool. Well, you guys all currently rolled initiative, and I already rolled initiative for the Devil Dogs and their teams. So, perhaps unsurprisingly, we are going to be going straight into a combat situation here. I've basically divided the Devil Dogs up into a number of small teams. So, these guys are kind of like all characters in their own right and have their own special abilities. So, they are going to be operating in kind of like in pairs. The first team to go is Calavera and Nettle, who equals Garrick's roll of 21. And Calavera has some pretty good stats. So, sorry, I'm just getting, and my OneNote's just taking a moment to load.
Sorry, I had to vanish very briefly.
That's okay. We were just, perhaps unsurprisingly, beginning a combat.
I am shocked and surprised at this turn of events.
Okay, so, Calavera is going to move up to the side, and he's actually just going to ready in action. He's going to draw 2 elaborate silver inlaid pistols that he carries with him, and he's aiming down at the ground. He has readied a particular action. He's not going to fire yet. I'll let you know what happens with that when it happens. And Nettle, who's the sort of green druid fae, basically flies over the edge of the ship and basically is flying very quickly. She dives over the edge of the ship and then flies down to ground level and along over to about here and takes cover behind this termite hill thing. And then it will be Garrick. So these 2 teams on the ground, you've got Silas and Coatl, and Iron Fist and Brunt. Brunt is a fairly typical cowboy-looking type guy, although you do notice he's got quite a few cybernetic parts. This Iron Fist guy is basically stripped naked to the waist. He has lots of odd-looking tattoos that have a sort of shiny metallic glint to them. But he does also have a pistol at his belt. These 2 guys up here, Silas is, well, pretty much the preacher that you might remember from the town of Blackor, except now he's fully kitted out in like full cowboy gear and has a number of revolvers, which he's got ready to fire. This Saurian Coatl is wearing some sort of arc-forged armor that's sort of vaguely crackling with electricity as he moves along the ground, and he has some kind of sword in his hand. And then there is also obviously the airship, which has Calavera on, and these iron bulls. The iron bulls are basically being described that, as far as you can see from down on the ground, they're like big hulking metal suits of armor, and the helmets on the armor are fashioned in the shape of a bull and have like horns and glowing red eyes. It appears to be some sort of mechanical armor. It's not like anything you've seen before. So that's basically the layout of the battleground. Garrick, what would you like to do for your turn?
I'll go to one knee and I'll aim at the Saurian Coatl.
Okay.
I deem him pretty dangerous with all that magic and sword.
Okay.
And I'll fire.
Sure. Okay. Roll to hit, please. And we're off to a good start. You hit, and you have 3 stun points.
Get rid, fucking lizard. What's the lethal blow? It was 4 or something? 5?
Lethal is 5. There's Mighty Blow, which gives 1 extra d6 for 2 stun points. Or Lightning Attack is 3.
I'm gonna do a lightning attack.
Okay, sure. Do you want to resolve this attack and then you can do the second one?
Yeah. Is my dexterity higher?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one thing we found that was higher was those Clicknid warriors, and you ignored them and just blew into their queen.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did shoot them with the volley
That's
stun.
true, you did kill one of them, didn't you? Yeah. It didn't actually help that much now I think about it.
Yeah. 17 damage.
17 damage, okay.
And my second shot will go to the same target.
Okay. You want to just roll the hit and damage for me? That will hit, but sadly you can't
Oh my
start
God.
again. Oh, that would have been
Yeah.
wonderful.
22 this time.
Jesus. He's dead.
Jesus!
Oh yeah.
Shaq!
Okay, so this guy is one of the most impressive Saurian warriors that any of you have ever seen. It's like this giant 7-foot lizard man in some of the most ornate arc-forged armor you've ever seen. But none of that matters because Garrick fires 2 quick shots, both of which hit him in the head, and he falls down dead.
My God.
Bloody
Double
hell.
tap.
Okay, that's good. Technically, you still have a minor action if you want to. Or did you aim?
Yeah, I aimed.
Oh, okay. No action for you. You've done enough.
I reload as a free action.
Ah, damn it. Yes, yes, good. I can see you're off to a good start then.
Indeed.
Okay, so it is then the turn of Brunt and Iron Fist. So, having just seen his friend get blasted apart and hearing shots from behind the rock, this Brunt character moves forward and yells, "Flush him out! Fire in the hole!" And he lobs a grenade over the boulders at where Garrett's shots are coming from. So, yeah, so I just need to make a quick test. Okay, so it lands on target, in the, basically where Garrick is. You get to make a dexterity check to get away from the blast. Let me just quickly double check that. Oh no, sorry, you don't. I'm getting it mixed up with the artillery shell rules. You don't actually get to dodge out the way of the grenade, so you just take straight up damage from the grenade, I'm afraid.
No. Okay.
No. 11 damage, and you get your armor against that.
Cool.
So it could have been worse.
Yeah. So it's 7 damage.
Cool. And then Brunt yells out, "Flank him! Flank him!" And this Iron Fist monk chap moves forward, finds you behind the rock, slightly dazed from the grenade that just blew up, you know, a few feet away from you, and he leaps forward and attacks you with a rapid series of blows from his fists.
Dear God.
So let me just roll those quickly. Basically, he does super fast series of attacks, so he's going to attack you 3 times.
And I duck and weave. Oh no.
Okay, well, one of them definitely missed. What's your defense?
15. So the first one hits right in the jaw.
The other
And
two,
I go back out of reach of his other blows.
yeah, it's just like jerked back at the last moment and missed those other 2. Okay, you've only taken 5 damage. It's fine.
It's fine.
He's supposed to punch you a lot, not just once. Okay, so you take a bit of a knock to the jaw and maybe slightly stunned from a grenade blast, but otherwise you're okay.
Side
Then...
of my coat
Sorry?
gets most of the side of my coat gets most of the impact.
Yeah. Nothing like a coat to protect against grenades. It is now Black Wolf's go. You can see Garrick nearby is getting pummeled. But what would you like to do?
I will cast. I am going to cast Swarm on Brunt and the whatever his name is, the dude that's next to Garrick.
Okay, sure. Yeah, just roll the cast. That'll do it, am I right? Needs an 11 to cast.
Yeah, he needs an 11
Okay,
to cast.
cool. So they both basically suddenly find themselves swarmed by some nasty insects that you've just summoned. So that reduces their defense by 2, right?
For 1 round, and I don't know how long a round is.
A round is like everyone having a turn until it's your turn again.
Alright, so yeah, for 1 round.
Okay, cool. I'll just mark
I
that as
technically
having reduced.
stunted as well for 1 point.
Yeah. I mean, you can use a spell stunt. I think for 1, you're probably mostly just making the spell cheaper, unless there's anything I'm missing. Spell stunts.
But it's powerful cast.
Yeah, you can do that.
Increase the spell power of your spell by 1. What does that do?
Oh, increase your spell power. That's not actually going to help. Spell
Yeah,
power
well-
only applies to certain spells.
Yep, so I can't do anything, so whatever.
Shame. You've also still got a minor action if you want to use it.
I'm gonna move. There.
Okay. It then goes to, well, what was the amazing team of Silas and Coatl, now somewhat reduced to just Silas. Basically, he moves to try and flank Garrick as well. Not impressed. Kicks this clicked body out of his way. And yeah, it's gonna fire a shot off at Garrick.
By the way, Wolfie.
Yeah?
I can't see us on the 10 order.
Can you not?
No,
No,
I can
no,
only
it's-
see them on the
Oh,
10 order.
that's super annoying because I did add you. Okay, right. I'll fix it very quickly if you'll just bear with me. Right, can you now see Theo?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's probably because I did it before we were loaded into this particular map and it got confused. Okay, you should all be on there invisible now.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so yes, what was I saying? Oh, I rolled for Silas shooting at Garrick, and he got 15, so I believe that hits. And I'll just roll his damage quickly.
Oh yeah, it hits.
Niche. Apparently, Raj can't join in the Frontier Age group. If we just bump it up a number.
Oh, we have a Raj. Or we will have a Raj.
Isn't it cheer?
Moment to respond, otherwise we can move him out.
I'll try the game with the microphone down, shall I?
Yeah. Microphones help.
What do you mean you can't join in?
It's 7 out of 7.
'Cause it's only limited to 7.
I don't count. Neither does Wolfie.
Well, the counter says 7 out of 7.
Yeah, but me and Wolfie don't count.
Well, he still can't join.
Yeah, use with the move members permission. Ignore this limit and can move. What? Oh,
Anyway, Shaq, you've taken a not very impressive 6 points of damage from that shot.
People keep scratching me.
They do. I'm gonna kill you with 1,000 cuts. But that's all he's got. It is then Theo's go, but maybe we just wait just for a second while. Okay, it is Theo's go. What would you like to do?
Hmm.
Hello, Raj.
Yeah.
I'll.
There we go.
How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
That's okay. You haven't missed too much. There was some escaping from the tunnels, and now a fight against Calavera and the crew of the airship.
You missed my amazing shot.
Yes, Garrick might have just murderized one of my beloved NPCs right off the bat.
Yeah, so I'll take aim and shoot at Calavera.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, sure.
How high is the airship?
Oh, sorry. The airship is hovering. It's quite low. It's sort of lowered into the canyon, but it's maybe about 20 feet off the ground. So it's
Good.
flying very low for an airship, but it's not like you can just jump up and grab it. There's a fair amount of distance.
We got the Batman thingies.
Yeah.
Raj, what we'll do.
This has ruined the plans that I had anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Sorry, dude.
And I'll use the my new journeyman gun mage thingy. That I use magic and it ignores target's cover bonus.
Oh, your gun mage curving bullets thing.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. Okay, I was gonna say you're gonna have difficulty shooting at that angle, but not if you do that.
Yep. And it also counts as a penetrating shot.
Dang. Why do I give you guys this stuff?
Because you love us.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing that's yeah. Okay. That's the ones that you don't need to cast it, do you? It's just an ability.
No, it's
Yeah.
just an
You're
ability.
just spending the magic points.
Yep.
Okay. So in that case, dear God, you will actually hit him despite being up on a airship in the sky.
Does actually, I think it's on long range for me.
Given it's high up, yes, it will definitely be long range.
Does it incur penalties?
Be -1 to hit, but that's not
Yeah, so 16.
still hits. just about. And it's a penetrating shot. You wanna roll some damage?
Yep. 9.
Okay, so he fires this shot up into the air, like an impossible shot, and the last moment the bullet just kind of like curves slightly and just slams into Calavera's shoulder. And you hear this surprised yelling from up on the deck. And a lot of swearing and stamping around. You technically have a minor if you want to use it.
I used aim. It requires the use of aim.
Oh, sure.
Actually.
Oh, of course it does. I remember my own rules. Okay, it will now be Dart's go. However, as I said, Calavera had prepared an action, and the action was basically to kind of keep Overwatch until someone exposed themselves by attacking. And I didn't do it for Garrett because he was behind all that stuff, but I think Theo, like, kind of standing up to fire qualifies. So Calavera is now going to take his go, and he's going to basically lean over the side, take aim at Theo with both his pistols, and he can fire both of them in one action. So I'm just going to roll for him as he opens fire, possibly yelling some sort of unintelligible swear words because he wasn't impressed at being shot the way that he was.
Gosh darned varmints.
Something to that effect, yes. Sneaky varmints. Tricksy varmints.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Okay, that's two hits, and it's going to take the first one for those lovely 6 stump points. So he'll just take Mighty Blow, and on the first shot. The second shot doesn't get stump points. So damage for the first shot. With the lethal blow.
Ooh.
You do get your armor.
I don't have any.
Okay, so 25 damage, and then the second shot. Christ, that's a further 13.
Imagine getting hit by Shaq or Garrick.
That's what this is like.
Mm. Oh my god.
Ooh. Ah.
Theo just got Garrett to fuck.
Maybe over the side of the airship, you hear Calavera's kind of like hollow voice crying out, "Try that again, gun mage."
Nope.
Dart, it is your go.
I'm just going to hit, and I'm going to hit past Garrick and hit the other guy.
Oh yeah, you've got a spear.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You shoot Garrick just kind of like ducks out the way at the right moment. Cool. His defense is lowered because he's currently fending off the locusts or flies or whatever it was that Black Wolf attacked him with. So, you've rolled very well anyway. You hit him and you get a stump point.
What can I do for a stump?
For 1 stump point, you can skirmish to drive him back, or you can use Stay Aware, which is like you just get to notice stuff about the battlefield after you're done attacking.
Or rapid reload. Reload your spear.
Rapidly reload your spear.
Just suddenly grab a second spear.
Well, I get to push him back 5 anyway because it's a 2-handed spear. So I don't really do anything except I push him backwards.
You could push him back double. You could push him back for the spear and then push him again for the stunt if you want.
Okay.
Down into the hole.
Oh yeah, good.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's not bad. Roll for damage, please. Okie doke.
Has he got armor on?
He has some natural armor.
Okay.
Right, okay, so yeah, Dart sort of jabs forward, Garrett gets out the way at the last minute, and Dart manages to stab this guy and drive him back with a spear. He drives him back so that he half falls into this hole. Like, he just kind of like stumbles backwards, not seeing the hole behind him, and doesn't fall all the way down, but like basically he gets his leg trapped in it. So he is temporarily for a round immobilized, stuck in that hole, swearing and trying to get his leg out. So yeah,
Nice.
good job. Twig, what would you like to do?
From the distance I'm at,
Yeah.
would that would she hear me, Nettle?
Currently, there's a few shots and things firing, but the airship's cannons are not firing. So yeah, I reckon she'd be able to hear you if you yelled.
Okay. So before I do anything, I want to yell. I should have known that a sylph would join someone like that guy, sort of pointing at Calavera, and then I sort of yell, "Why are you with him?"
Okay, so she does hear you, and she sort of peeks out ahead from behind this big termite hill that she's hiding behind, and she yells back, "Should have known that a down dirty fey folk thief would be running with ADC fellas. And who I follow's my business, you done dirty crook."
Thief? What do you mean, thief?
Don't act like you don't know. You got my property, and I'm here to take it back.
Well, bring it on then. And I deploy the pyrophone.
Fair enough. Dexis is deployed in pyrophone mode.
I also use my miner to give her the finger.
Okay. You give her the finger, and you just see she ducks down behind the termite hill, but you see her hand pop up to give you the finger back. It is then time for the Iron Bulls up on the deck of the airship to go. They slowly make their way to the edge of the airship, and both of them are carrying these very large barreled machine gun type weapons, which they basically sling over the side of the airship and kind of laboriously point down at the ground, and basically open fire. Now, normally they can do a kind of like wide spraying attack, but since they're aiming down, they're just going to be able to focus on one particular target each. I think since Black Wolf's kind of in this one's sort of easiest line of sight, it's going to have a go at shooting Black Wolf. So it opens fire with its machine gun.
Misses.
It gets 11. That misses.
Misses. Yeah, my defense is 13.
Dang. Okay, so maybe Black Wolf just ducks down for a moment as like this trail of dust just kind of like a whole line of bullets kicking up dust kind of like shoots right by you. The second one, I think, will have a go at shooting at Garrick, because Garrick's the closest.
Oh no! Oh, by the way, are the Iron Bulls like Minotaurs, or are they like machines? Or
No, so I sort of said earlier, but maybe didn't come across. They're like large mechanical suits of armor, and the helmets are just kind of fashioned in the shape of a bull.
ah,
But from this distance, sort of judging by the way the metal moves and the kind of the eyes are glowing, you think it's some sort of arc forged mechanical armor that they're wearing.
Cool.
Neat.
But cool.
So yeah, he has also rolled to hit you and stunted.
Oh my god.
So he's gonna go for lethal blow as well.
Please roll low. Please roll low.
12.
Phew.
Okay, so they're fairly slow moving. That's all they're going to do. I've got the pilot on the turn order, but really what she's representing is not so much herself, but the actions of the airship and its crew. Basically, the Black Dragon has 5 cannons on board, 2 on either side and 1 at the front. And at Calavera's yelled orders, the cannons which have been silenced begin to train at targets on the ground and start firing again. So you guys are all on the port side of it. So you're going to have 2 cannons shooting shells, kind of like shriek out of the cannons and curve down towards you. The first one I'm going to say is aimed at, I guess where Garrick and Dart are, because you guys are kind of like hiding behind those rocks. So I'm gonna just test to see if the crew can actually hit with their cannons. They actually can. So, Garrick and Dart, please make a dexterity check to jump out the way of this artillery shell that is raining down towards your head.
Hoi, hoi, hoi.
Is it just dexterity or?
Yeah, sorry, it's dexterity acrobatics. So if you have an acrobatics focus, you can add that.
I'm gonna ninja away from it.
Okay, you have both managed to get out of the way, which means you're only going to take half damage, and you can basically move. I'm going to put down the thing for how it explodes. You guys can move yourself to like outside a square outside of that blast radius. While I roll for damage quickly.
I bowled forward.
Okay, so you both take 12 damage, but it's halved because you successfully got your test. So you both take 6 damage. Get your armor. So it's another very small amount. Dart seems to have a really high amount of health on him for some reason. I think maybe stuff went wrong.
What was that?
Your token has like more health on it than it should, I think. Like,
The small damage is adding up.
like your max is 58, but your token says 62.
It might be that you haven't updated your token's maximum health. And
Yeah.
it has your character's current health.
On my character sheet, it's got the total at 64.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, it's the token. I'll fix it for you. Sometimes they don't always track. Okay, so you're fine. Just take whatever damage, although you've got pretty good armor, so it's not going to be very much. Okay, so now we can bring Krosek in. I'm going to say that maybe Krosek took a little longer to get up. He was actually going out a different tunnel in the last session, so we can say that he suddenly appears coming out of a tunnel up here with his little group of confused and disorientated Clicknid hive guards. And along with Spret, who is still in a kind of dragony bear type form. Yeah, so basically Krotik comes staggering out of this tunnel after most of the caverns below have collapsed. Comes out to see the airship in the sky, raining artillery shells down. What would you like to do?
Well, I had my Thunder Totem Claw thing, didn't I? So I think I'm just gonna. Can I see Calavera from when where I'm standing?
You can see like maybe the top of him, like his head and his big white sombrero just kind of peeking over the edge of the airship. So you can see like where he is. Yeah.
Aiming. I want to aim for that part of the ship, and I just want to try and cut the ship in half with a lightning bolt. I'm not aiming for him. Just I want to destroy the
Blasting
ship.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go for it.
I don't know what this lightning claw thing does. Thunder claw.
You don't really know what it does. You just picked it up
Okay.
at the market. I don't believe you've actually done anything to investigate it since then, because a lot's been going on.
I thought we figured out what it did. That it would.
Doesn't it bonus his lightning attacks? Because I'm sure Theo used his arcane awareness on it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If that's not what it does, then that's...
No, that's fine. You know, for now, treat it as if you'd had a vial of Weird Ore, so you get some extra spell power. But for your lightning spells only. And we'll go with that.
Okay, I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt on the ship then.
Okay, sure. So yeah, just roll to cast.
I think that hits.
That hits. And you got yeah. Okay. So roll for damage. Try rolling like that again.
13.
Okay, so you launch a lightning bolt at the ship. A whole chunk of the hull kind of gets blasted away, and Calavera staggers back, like kind of waving cinders and smoke away with his arms. You hear him go, "Mios Dio, who fired that?" So there is now a small fire on the airship where you've blasted it with lightning, which I will quickly mark. Is there anything you'd like to do as a minor action?
How close was the airship to the ground?
It's low flying. It's about 20 feet off the ground.
Okay. Do my hive guards? Do the hive guards have wings?
They do, yes. They are in a somewhat confused state, but they are probably capable of flight with some instruction.
For my minor action, can I basically want to tell them to fly on the ship and tear the pilot apart.
Yeah. Can you make a communication roll for me? Because, as I said, they are a little confused with their new freedom.
Do I get any bonuses because the Hive Queen loved me? She told them to listen to me.
True. Yeah, you can have a +1.
Okay,
and we'll call it communication leadership. So if you happen to have a leadership focus.
I don't have leadership. Okay. 11.
Yeah, sorry, that's not gonna do it. I was gonna set it challenging.
Okay.
So they kind of like they sort of nod enthusiastically and go, "Yes, yes, kill the pilot," and then they just kind of stand there looking around, going, "Am I the pilot?" So they're a bit confused, but maybe you'll be able to give them orders next time.
Thank you.
Right. Then we're basically back to the previous turn order. So it is Calavera. He sidesteps the blasted area of hull that is now on fire, and leans over the side to once again open fire. This time he's just going to fire with one of his pistols, but he's going to take aim. And he's going to take aim at Garrick, given that Garrick is basically running from an explosion on the ground directly beneath him. So it'll be long range, but he's aiming.
Damn.
I think that's going to hit. And then do a quick roll for damage. Uh, 12 damage from his shot. You hear him yelling from above, "You can't run from me, varmints!" Meanwhile, Nettle basically flies out from her hiding place and is basically kind of like flying up the side of the canyon, trying to flank Twig. And as she gets near to you, she goes, "You're gonna pay for taking what's mine." And then she casts a spell. And basically she, as I said, is kind of like, she's almost entirely made out of, like, her flesh is like leaves, and even her wings seem like very kind of leafy. And as she reaches out with one hand, she summons like this kind of series of barbed thorns into the air that kind of like float in front of her hand for a moment, and then with a gesture she shoots these very sharp plant thorns at Twig. So that would be 3 different attacks.
What's that tested against?
Oh, sorry, hang on, it's not an attack, it's what am I trying to say? It's not tested against, it's literally just like a shot. It's like 3 3 shots from each wave of thorns. Sorry, I'm just checking my notes. No, but you get your armor against each one.
Okay.
Okay, so 7, 9, and 11, but you get to take your armor off each of those. So if your armor's 3, right? So you basically take 4,
Yeah.
and then 6, and then 8.
18.
So that's those guys' job. It is back to Gak.
Hmm. I like your choice of
Confused.
yeah, somewhat. I like your choice of music, by the way.
Thank you.
Right, so after the explosion, I vaulted forward and like started running, and I haven't kind of stopped yet.
Okay, so you're still
And
going.
yeah, I'm still going. And as Calavera is shooting at me and yelling at that I cannot run from him, I'm like, "Who's running? I'm coming for you." And then I take my move action and go under the airship.
Oh, with your grappling hook.
No, I just run on the ground.
Oh, you're,
under the
you're
ship.
underneath. Okay, sure. Let me just mark you with something to show that you're kind of underneath, because obviously it's a little tricky to represent.
Then I use my free action because I got the potion injector thingy. I'll use healing potion.
You do have a potion injector. Okay, cool. Yeah, go for it.
And was it 3d6? Because my inventory says it's 3d6, but I'm not quite sure.
I'll do a very quick check, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, healing potion gives you 3d6 plus your constitution in health.
Cool.
Nice.
13 health.
and you are now reasonably safe underneath the airship, so that's good. Is that your turn then?
No, I still got my major action.
Oh, sorry, yeah, of course you do. Oh, sorry, your auto-injector is instant, yeah.
Yeah, it's free action, and moving is minor. So as a major, I'll once again have my rifle ready, and I'll take a shot at. Actually, I loaded. Can I do 2 free actions? Probably not. If I load my gun with light forged rounds.
Yeah, I think you can. Like, free actions
I'll
are free
take a
actions.
shot at 6 then.
Who, sorry?
Theo.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah, because you've got light forge rounds. I was like, what? You're gonna shoot 6?
Die, bastard! No.
I never liked you. Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
18 health.
Damn. I mean, good job. Okay, good stuff. So, then it's, Brunt and Iron Fist, although Iron Fist is, kind of stuck with his foot in a hole, so he's going to spend his turn basically wrestling to get out of the hole that he's stuck in. So Iron Fist manages to break free of the hole, but that's like his whole turn. He also doesn't have insects swarming him anymore. Neither does Brunt. Oh no, he does technically until Black Wolves go. And Brunt is faced with Dart right in front of him. So he goes, "Stay back, you damn dirty hobgoblin!" and basically backs up and shoots his pistol. Uh, 15 hit?
Should. Yeah, it does.
Okay. Uh, 11 damage. And now it is Black Wolf.
How high is the airship in yards?
20 to 25.
I thought you said it was 25, like 20 feet.
Oh, sorry, I meant yards. We
Damn
use
it.
yards as the measurement. Why?
No, I was going to try and use Vampiric Aura, but it's out of range.
What's the range of Vampiric Aura?
10 yards.
Ah, no, sorry, I meant yards, because that's we only use the one measurement for things.
I'm just going to do Arcane Blast.
Ah.
Brunt.
Okay, fair enough. Roll tip, please. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, you hit, and you get a couple of stomp points if you want to use them.
What is Arcane Blast?
Technically, it's a ranged attack, so it comes under combat stunts.
I'll do a PS Armor.
Okay, cool. Roll for damage, please.
What's its damage? Down.
Arcane Blast does 1d6 plus willpower damage, although I don't know if it's improved because of your leveling. Yeah, I think it's just 1d6 plus willpower. Okay,
So
so
it's 6 damage.
you singe him for a bit of damage. He have pierced most. Actually, no. Actually, this guy's got pretty good armor, so I'm down to 3. You cinch him with a blast. Maybe enough to distract him for a moment. It's then. Oh, what? Do you wanna do anything with your minor?
I also move under the gunship.
Okay.
Garrick.
Seems like a sensible ploy at this point.
Oh, hello, Black Wolf.
I see we had the same idea.
Indeed. I don't like those machine guns or cannons.
Yep.
So it is then Silas's go, and Silas is probably one of the few guys who can actually see you. So not to make you feel victimized, basically maybe he catches sight of Black Wolf running under the airship, and he takes aim at him and fires. Guessing that will hit.
Yeah. And I'm a woman.
Sorry. And 8 points of damage.
They are on fire today.
Fear. Hopefully feeling slightly restored from Garrick shooting you with a light forge round.
Yep.
Our damn wrong rounds.
Can I get full cover from behind this termite hill thingy?
Yes, you can, although it won't help as much against targets that are higher than you, i.e. on the airship.
Is there anything here that I could get full cover from Calavera?
Getting under the airship like those guys have, or possibly taking cover inside one of the tunnel holes, given that they, you know, go underground for a bit.
Well, I think I'll go here.
Okay.
So I'll run next to Dart and then I heal myself with 3 points.
Okay. Just roll to make sure you can cast. Just in case something terrible happens. No, you're fine. And you've got spell stunts, so you could probably make it cheap if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll make it cheaper.
Okay. I already say that because I don't think any of the other spell stunts help with healing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you get some health back, which is probably a good thing. I
Yep.
was a little worried for you there. And then it is Dart's turn. He's right next to you.
I am going to. Charge.
Oh, at Brun? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah? Go for it.
The charge one. So it gets the +1 to attack.
Oh, yeah, sure, go for it. That's worked well for you in the past.
And I'm going to hit Brum.
Okay, roll to hit, please.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
That was... not great.
I feel for you, Kenny.
Maybe Dart just is over enthusiastic and kind of like just over lunges with his spear.
Yeah, and my projective winds interfere with them.
Yeah, you got Fear standing there with a little whirlwind blowing around him, and that's going to completely put you off your stride.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Twig, what would you like to do?
First, I'm gonna sling some like insults at Nettle, along the lines of like, you absolute moon-sucking, leaf-blowing, magic-obsessed twat, right? And then I'm gonna round the pyrophone on her and fire.
Okay, sure. Roll to hit her and make your effects.
and make her feel bad.
Whoa, it was a good hit. What's the effect?
Would be. I'm pretty sure that's pierce armor.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just gonna check.
Okay, cool. Do you want to roll for the pyrophone damage? Nice. Okay, so Nettle just like is flying forward, shooting these forms at you, and then you launch the pyrophone attack from Dexis, and she just gets pelted with like explosions that are fired from Dexis, and she is forced to kind of like just wheel madly through the air, trying not to get blasted out of the sky. And you just hear like over the sound of the explosion, just suffering sunspots. You'll pay for that. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna sort of like pivot Dex's round and stand sort of behind him.
Seems wise. So you end up next to Longwings when you do that, and Longwings is just still standing there, like staring up into the sky, and just goes, "Friend Twig, I feel was doing something. What was Longwings doing?"
Longwings was protecting what is his name? I just want to say Tom Kench, but that's not his name.
Oh, Baron Vool.
Yeah. I'm just
I
like
don't know who this Tom Kench person is that you're talking.
Longwings is protecting Baron Vool. Protect Baron Vool.
Where is Baron Vool?
I actually don't know. Where did he go?
It's a good question. You look around and you can't see him anywhere. You swear he was here a moment ago.
Yeah, actually. He was
Sneaky
here a
devil.
moment ago.
Sneaky beaver.
Just stay safe. Stay safe, Longwings.
Yes, friend Twig. Longwings, stay safe. And then Longwings jumps sort of half back into the hole and tries to cover herself. Okay, so then it's the turn of the Iron Bulls to open fire again. I will say they have fewer targets than they did before. First one's gonna fire down at Dart, since Dart is kind of right below. Although Dart will benefit from protective wind, so we'll see what happens. And it's doing like an auto fire thing. So what's your defense normally?
12.
And protective wind gives it +2, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
So two of those like machine gun shots will hit. And I'll just roll the damage for them. You get your armor against each individual bullet. So you take a 9 and an 8, but minus your armor for each. So a 5 and a 4. You take 9 damage. The other one will train its gun on Krosek. And do the same thing. That looks like 2 hits. Same thing. So 2 bullet hits. Well, no, I clicked the wrong button. Don't panic. You haven't taken 17. 5 and a 10. So, given you don't have armor, I think that's 15 damage from hail machine gun fire. And then it is the airship. Up on the deck, maybe Krosik can hear the sky pilot is yelling out, "Fire on the deck! Fire! Someone get a bucket!" But the cannon crews below decks still continue to fire, so they're going to fire 2 cannon shots. The first is going to, I think maybe Dart and Fee are probably a bit close for a cannon shot, so I'm going to shoot one at Twig and Dexus and one at Crosec. So shoot the first one at, well, on top of Twig's head. Nothing personal. And that will scatter. It's missed, so I'll just roll a d6. A 4 is... It goes south. Nine. Oh god, this might not be good for Nettle.
Good.
Oh, it's actually off the map.
Oh,
It's kind of like there. So maybe after Nettle's just righted herself from the shots that Dexys fired at her, this cannon shot just like streaks past her and explodes nearby, and she just yells up at the airship, "Don't shoot me!" Another cannon shot fires at Crosec. We'll see if that one hits. No, that one scatters as well. That one goes to... Oh, that one I get to pick where it lands. But it goes a certain distance, so I'm going to say it goes... there's no good place for it to go if it's going to scatter. I'm going to say it goes to east, and we'll see how far it goes. Okay, it's gone miles off. Cannon shell goes miles off the edge of the map and blows up. Maybe some rocks tumble down the cliff face near Crosec, which is disappointing for me. But it is then Crosec's turn.
Okay. Okay, I want to turn to the Hive Guards.
Yep.
And say to them, your queen gave you one final order before she was... Well, do I know she's dead? I don't... Because I was walking out of the tunnel, didn't I?
You heard
I heard
the
the explosion.
It's sort of up to you what you believe.
Well, I'll say to them, your queen's final orders were to protect me and carry out her wishes, so get up there and take out that pilot. She's the one near all the controls. Tear limb from limb if you have to, but bring that ship down. And then I'm going to cast Chain Lightning on Iron Bull 2.
Okay.
And that should... So I'm...
Cool. I thought that was good and detailed orders with some motivation. So I'm going to ask you to make the communication test for the drones again, but I will give you a +2 for giving good orders.
Okay. 12?
Yeah.
And I stunted.
Okay. Cool. So they are gonna all the Hive Guards basically launch into the air, swaying slightly because they're still somewhat disorientated, but they are able to at least fly roughly in the direction that you've pointed them in. And they all move up as a swarm onto the deck of the ship. And you can hear the Sky Pilot going, "We're being boarded! Being boarded! Sound the alarm!" And then that's the last you see of her as these Hive Guard kind of surround her.
Can I use Sway the Crowd?
Yes? What do you want to do with swaying the crowd?
Are there any other Hive Guard looking
There
ones
are actually
nearby?
a number of, well, there's a number of Clicknids standing around. These ones, like these guys, wingless, fairly simple Clicknid, but there are these nearby ones, which
I wanna
all have flight.
I wanna find the biggest, baddest looking one.
Okay, that's probably this guy over here. He's like
Yeah.
much larger than the others. Looks like he might be a warrior.
I'm gonna point to him. I'm gonna beckon him over and then point at Calavera and say, let me just think a sec. Okay, I'm going to say, bring me his skull, and only his skull, and you'll be a free Clicknid.
Okay, the Clicknid goes, freedom, freedom, yes, very good. Kill, kill! And he goes flying off in the direction of Calavera. So he launches up into the sky, heads over here.
And then, for my major action, I would like to cast Chain Lightning on
Sure,
the Iron Bull.
okay. Roll to cast your Chain Lightning, please.
Okay. 19? That should hit you.
Yes, well, that's successfully cast. Yeah, roll for damage, please.
Okay, so that's... Well, it depends. They need to make Constitution saves against my spell power.
Oh, sorry, yeah, right. Their Constitution... Okay.
I have 16 spell power, though, I think, right now, because...
Yeah, they fail. They...
Is that for all three of them, or...?
All three what? Sorry, I'm
I'm
missing
casting chain Lightning, so it hits the Iron Bull and the Sky Pilot. I only rolled one on my stun dice, so it hits the Iron Bull and the Sky Pilot.
Oh, okay. That was for the Iron Bull. The Sky Pilot.
Okay.
Hang on. Sky Pilot.
Oh my god.
Actually, okay. So she'll take less damage.
Okay, so the Iron Bull takes 14 damage.
Jeez.
Nice.
Penetrating.
Yeah, the penetrating's bad, and this is sort of metagaming slightly,
That
but I don't mind
makes
sharing
sense.
this. These guys have insanely high armor, but they are just a person in a suit of armor, so that penetrating damage is actually a real dick.
Sally takes 9.
Okay.
The Sky Pilot takes 9.
Okay, she is, caught by this stray burst, and you hear her cry out. But you can't see her because she's surrounded by Clicknid.
Oh shit. Did I have 4 Hive Guards? Nice.
Yeah.
I thought I already had 3. Did I have a movement action? Or was that my...
Your
think that was
minor
me telling
action
them
was rallying
Okay.
the Hive Guard. So,
I don't get to move Sprout then, do I?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay, no worries.
But, I mean, you've got a small army of Clicknid, so you're probably good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, then we're back to Calavera, who, perhaps not surprisingly, is turning his attention to the Clicknid who are boarding his ship. So
Oh.
he... Sorry?
Does that fire get any bigger, by the way?
Yes, actually, that's true. It does. It's beginning of the round. It's just spreading a bit. Okay, so Calavera, you see... From this distance, you see like the Clicknid warrior that you sent off to attack him, flying up onto the ship, heading straight towards him. Calavera very calmly just reloads his pistols, points them both at the warrior, and says, "Not today, my friend," and opens fire with both of them. So 2 attacks.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Loaded the dice for this guy.
okay,
His
so
passive is loaded dice.
yeah. His second shot gets a stunt, so he'll do lethal blows. So first shot, it's 14
Holy crap.
damage.
Rip.
Second one, I mean, to be honest, it's pretty much over.
Click did not have armor.
It does have armor.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
The Clicknid is just blasted apart into tiny pieces, and just a single solitary wing floats down on the wind and lands somewhere in front of Krosek.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cruel.
Well,
You did well over Twig's entire health pool in those 2 shots.
exactly.
I almost thought I would go up there, but nope.
Don't
That,
get
I
shot.
I hate to say it, but that does look like you've completely and utterly loaded the dice. I don't, obviously you can't do that, but holy shit. You rolled 5 sixes in that turn.
Oh, true that.
Yeah, wait till he actually needs to shoot you, like you guys, and They'll probably all go wrong.
Quad ones.
Right, Nettle also moves in Calavera's go, and she is going to charge at Twig. So she is going to rush forward with her wings flapping very, very quickly, and they make a kind of scything noise through the air, like a high-pitched whistle as she moves. And she charges into Twig, and basically slams her body weight into Twig. So I'm going to roll to hit. 14 hit.
Oh, Christ. 14. Yeah, that will hit.
Okay. And then basically she slams into you with her shoulder and starts just battering you with her tiny fey fists, just yelling, "You, the damn thief! You varmint! You ugly!"
Oh, get a room.
What is it I stole from you?
You know what you stole? You stole the most precious thing.
Is it this? And I pull out the sunstone.
I knew it.
This was given to me.
That wasn't given to you. It was delivered to wrong town.
It arrived at the Brave Star Saloon with my name on the package.
'Cause they sent it to the wrong town.
Is your name Twig?
It's a long story, and she hits you. So you've taken 7 damage.
That's not too bad. Minus armor.
Yeah.
She's got penetrating fists.
No, she doesn't have penetrating fists. Right, so then it is Garrick's go underneath the airship.
I'll take a sip at another potion.
Seems good. Is that also from your injector, or do you need to actually drink
Of
it?
course.
Okay.
I got three slots in the injector and it was full. Now I
That's
got one
true.
left.
You haven't had to use it much before this, to be fair.
Yep. 6 health.
Okay, cool.
And now I'll use my minor action to take out my grappling gun and major action to launch and propel myself up, straight up.
Okay, so you're launching
Try to land
onto
on
the
the-
deck.
Yeah.
Okay, can you make a dexterity acrobatics check for me to do that successfully, basically? Oh, yeah, you're fine. Okay, so yeah, you step out from underneath the airship, aim your grappling gun up, fire. It hooks neatly onto the edge of the airship, and you wind yourself back up to land neatly on the deck of the ship, next to this small fire. And you're just a few yards away from Calavera, but his back is to you because he was facing this way to shoot the
Excellent.
pyramid, so he hasn't seen you just yet.
Can I roll stealth? Probably not.
Yes, you can.
Cool.
We'll call that your other action, but yes. Tell you what, let me do that against Calavera's perception, because he's kind of the one who matters. Yeah, okay, you're fine. So maybe you kind of like just crouch down behind this fire, and there's quite a lot of smoke coming up from it now, so you're able to kind of blend into that whole smoky area, and you're not immediately visible. So yeah, okay, cool. You've managed to get up there successfully without anybody noticing. Then we'll go to Brunt and Iron Fist, and Iron Fist is now free. Brunt is going to stand his ground and take another shot at Dart. He's not going to hit though, so that was bad. And then I guess for his other Well, he wasn't gonna move, but I think maybe since he just shot and failed so miserably, he's actually going to make a not at all cowardly, totally tactical retreat. Unless he legs it to the other side of the airship. Iron Fist comes charging through this cloud of smoke, yelling some kind of like war cry in a language you don't recognize, and jumps out of the smoke, lands next to Theo, and basically attacks him with a flurry of very fast punches. So he's going to attack 3 times. What's first
he
defense?
gets 12, and he gets -1 to melee attacks.
Okay. I will do the -1 then. So he's normally +4. I'll do him as +3. Oh shit, sorry, ignore that one. So 1 hits, 2 hits, and 3 hits.
Oh
Only
my
one of
God.
them can stunt, but again, the 6s are on fire. Okay, it's not Calavera who's rigged it.
They were all stunts, Wolfie.
Sorry?
They were all stunts, yeah?
Only one.
No,
can
he can only stunt once. It's
Oh,
like
right,
he
okay.
gets a triple attack for his action, but you can only get
Okay.
1 stunt out of it. It just happens that he's rolled loads of 6s, so he's going to do yeah, lethal blow and I guess skirmish. So I'll knock you back. He knocks you back 1, and I'll roll damage 3 times. First for the one that lethal blow, so that'll be harder. Ah, it's not too bad. You take an 11 minus your armor. And then 2 4s. And I guess with the final, the final punch, he kind of like just hits you square in the chest and you stagger backwards. Okay, so that's him. It's now Black Wolf. You are underneath the airship still.
When it says within 10 yards of me, is that the radius or the diameter?
The radius.
It's radius.
Okay, I cast Vampiric Aura on Iron Fist and Burn, because they're both within 10 yards of me.
Yeah, sure. Well, if you're casting Vampiric Aura, yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah, because Calavera's not in range because he's
No, yeah, he's too high up.
20. Yeah, he's too high. I would have cast it on him, but he's too high up as well.
Oh yeah, and you get to pick within your range.
Yeah, and it's
Okay, cool.
it's equivalent to my willpower.
Yeah,
My
sure.
willpower's 5.
Yeah, okay.
So
So
I
you're
technically-
not going to be mean and pick anyone else.
Yeah, I could Garrick, Dart, and Theo.
It's probably not
Vandal.
being a team player though, is it?
I definitely hit.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So they each take 1d6 penetrating, and you get to
What
heal
would they-
yourself. Okay, so do you want to roll a d6 for each of them?
The 6 is from Brunt, and the 5 is from Iron Fist.
Okay. And you can heal yourself for that amount. Which should put you up to full, if not, nearly full, if
Yeah.
not completely.
No, it is, because I'm only missing 8.
Okay, both those two, Brunt and Iron Fist, suddenly look like they both kind of like just like miss a breath, and they both suddenly look like a bit more haggard and weaker. They're kind of like swaying on their feet as if something just took the wind out of them. Meanwhile, if anyone could see, Black Wolf is under the airship, looking surprisingly healthy. It's then Silas's go. I think he's gonna take a shot at Dart with an aim. believe 18 will hit. No stunts though. So this really needs stunts.
I'm right with no stunts.
10 damage. You get your armor. Continue my plan to try and take you down with lots of very small amounts of damage. And then it is Theo.
I'll move back here. Yeah. I move over there and heal myself.
Yeah, seems sensible. Just roll to cast the hill.
Oh my. I failed.
Dear God. The pressure must be getting to you.
Indeed. I'm too injured.
No, you still lose the mana points, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Did both of the fires just move one square down?
Sorry, yeah, that was, I was trying to do something and it didn't work. Don't worry, you're not on fire.
Phew.
Yet. I should tell you if something like that happened, I promise.
Oh, when
Yeah,
do
yeah.
do my hive guards act on my turn, Wolfie? Or...
Yeah, they're going to act on your next turn.
Okay.
Basically, they used all their movement. I mean, they essentially had to fly 20 yards up and then several yards across, so that was pretty much all. They basically did a run, flying
Okay, no worries.
action.
I was just wondering. For
Yeah, no, they'll
mechanics' sake.
activate on your go. So I believe that's Theo done because you moved and you did the spell, even though it didn't work. So it's then Dart.
I'm going to aim and charge at Iron Fist. So I get a better chance to hit.
Okay, sure. Roll it with the additional one.
Do I get additional too because it's aim and charge?
Oh,
Or is that too much?
I'm not sure if you can aim when you can charge. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, I don't see why you can't actually. Yeah, sure. Both of them just say you gain a +1 bonus. It doesn't
Yeah.
say it's exclusive or anything like that. So yeah, sure, you can have +2. It's like you kind of size him up, like with your eyes before you charge in. Yeah, that'll hit him. That's pretty good.
Is he wet? Oh yeah, he's got armor, isn't he?
He does have some natural armor, yes. Okay, so you stab him with a spear.
I also want to push him diagonally into the fire, smoke.
Okay, sure. So you push him back into there. It's still kind of a burning, smoking crater, and he can handle the heat, but the smoke gets in his eyes and disorientates him. So he's gonna take a penalty to seeing for the next round because his eyes and lungs are full of smoke. This guy's not having a very good day, to be honest. Tar keeps throwing him around. Twig, it is your go. You've got Nettle buzzing around in your face.
So, still holding the Sunstone, I say to her, if you stop attacking me, I'm sure we could share this thing. Like, there's more than enough power in it for the two of us.
Share? There ain't no share. It's mine. Mine, I tell you. I need all of it. All of it.
For what?
For stuff. Like I tell you.
If you can't give me a good reason, then I'm gonna put it inside Dexys and use it to blow you the hell up.
Fool, you blow up everything for miles around. I can't tell if you're stupid or stupider.
I think you'll find I'm just courageous. And I threaten to. I start like opening the core of Dex's, like where the Firefly resides.
Okay, you.
This is a bluff, by the
No,
way.
okay. Do you want to roll a communication deception test to see if she believes you? I'll roll that against her intelligence.
Fuck it.
Sorry, she sees through you. She goes, yeah, go ahead. Like you destroy yourself and all your little clicknid friends.
I'm just trying to think what I should do.
Copper.
Do the murder, Tolly. Embrace the dark side.
I put the sunstone in the hatch and shut it.
Texas makes some
And-
alarmed beep boop noises.
I fire at the airship.
Fire with Dexis or your own weapon?
With Dexis.
Okay. So like slam your little fist down on the keyboard and launch some attacks at the airship. Okay,
Yeah.
roll to hit the airship. It's a bloody big target, so it's not too difficult, but just in case, and also it generates your effects.
Nice.
Damn, okay, well you definitely hit the giant airship. What does a 3 do?
Standard hit.
Okay, roll damage please. Okay. The airship does have health, by the way. There is a reason I'm asking you to roll this kind of stuff. Let's say that also causes a series of small fires, but this time on the front.
I'd like to remind everyone that it would be really, 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 really cool to get this ship.
Yep.
Be cooler not to die.
Through that.
Krosek sees it as an abomination that needs to be destroyed.
Okay, it is the turn of the Iron Bulls. And the Iron Bull turns its attention. It backs up because it got very nastily electrocuted when it stood where it was. So it backs up one and tries to fend off these hive guards who are mobbing the pilot. So it lifts its enormous metal fist and slams it into the nearest hive guard. Which we'll see if it hits. Which hits and does... Yeah, it just splats this hive guard. It just crushes it into the deck of the ship with one slow, powerful punch. The other Iron Bull 1, doesn't have a huge amount of targets. I'm afraid it's going to have to probably shoot at Dart because it's the only person it can see other than Twig, and Twig is next to one of its allies. So it's going to open fire with its 3 shots at Dart again. Sorry, what was your
Dear God.
12.
Okay, so all 3 hit, and the last one gets us. I'll take the last one as the stunt since it got the 6 again, so that can be a lethal blow. So the first 2. Actually, one of those didn't hit because 12 is hitting you and it's at long range, so I didn't take that into account. So only 2 hits. So you get hit once for 8 minus your armor, and then once with a lethal blow. For 10. Okay, the ones are kind of balancing out the 6s now. Then we get to the events of the ship. Sally is surrounded by Hive Guard, so she's not really able to do anything. But the crew below decks are still able to fire, so they're gonna. One cannon firing at Dart. Roll to see if it hits. And it does. So, Dart, you're going to need to take Dexterity Acrobatics to get out of the way again. Sorry, one sec. No, sorry, you weren't quick enough, so I'm afraid you're going to take the full force of the blast.
Ouch.
Oh, no, I want to use my specialist trait. So I can
Which is?
I can redo a acrobatics roll.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
This would probably be the time to do that, yeah. Okay. I was mistaken. For a moment, everyone is stunned because it looked like Dart was swallowed up in this ball of fire, but at the last moment you see him jumping out. So you can move yourself to any of the squares outside of the explosion, and you only are going to take half damage from this. Okay, so you would have taken 16, but you take 8, and then you get your armor from that. So once again, you take a small battering. And I think maybe these three Clickmid over here are probably quite startled by the explosion, and they start to leg it. Second cannon's going to fire at Krisek as the only real viable target at that end. Misses. And it scatters north. Oh no, sorry, a 1 isn't north, a 1 is it blows up in midair. Okay, so a shell launches out of a cannon and looks like it's about to hit Kurosek, but it malfunctions and blows up several yards in the air above Kurosek's head, and just there's some smoke and some cinders, but otherwise you're fine. So then it is Kurosek's go. And the Hive Guard are going to carry on following your orders, so they all mob the Sky Pilot, trying to attack her with their claws. So I'm just going to roll for their attacks quickly. Okay, so 2 of them managed to hit her. And they quite gruesomely, I mean, maybe Kurosek hears the screams, maybe Garrett can catch sight of this from where he is on the ship. Is it the remaining Hive Guards tear the Sky Pilot apart limb from limb, just like their claws are powerful enough to just rip through her flesh, and she, quite after a few seconds of screaming, she is left just dismembered and very, very dead.
I shudder.
Kurosek, what do you want to do?
I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt on the Iron Bull to start with. Actually, hold on. And I'm going to cast Chain Lightning. I'm going to cast Chain Lightning on Calavera.
Okay.
Yeah. Is anyone near Calavera? Is this Iron Bull, is this underneath or is he on the ship?
No, the Iron Bull's on the ship. It gets a little
Okay.
confusing at this point. Garrick is on the ship. The Iron Bull is on the ship. Theo and Black Wolf are underneath.
I think anyone who's got the little person inside a shell.
Yeah, that's what I'm using to mark underneath.
Okay, I'm going to cast Chain Lightning on Calavera then.
Yeah, seems sensible.
And hold on, I need to. Okay. That should hit. and then I get 2 extra targets, so it's both of the Iron Bulls.
Okay.
I need to roll.
Right, so
It's
everyone's
16
rolling
Constitution.
Constitution checks.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just roll it for Calavera first. What's it got to beat? 16.
16.
Okay, so
Nope.
Calavera's taking full damage. And the Iron Bulls. No, everyone's taking full damage from this.
Okay, do you want me to roll the dice 3 times, or just once for all 3?
What does it
Should
actually
be-
say? Let me have a quick
I
look.
think they each take 3d6, 2d6 plus whatever willpower damage. So. I'm happy to roll it 3 times.
Yeah, roll 3 times.
Yeah, I
Three
think
times.
that seems sensible. So if you do for Calavera, then an Iron Bull 1, then Iron Bull 2.
That's Calavera.
Okay.
Can the last one be Calavera instead?
Nope.
Damn it. So it's Calavera 1 and then 2, yeah?
Yep.
Number 2, just like this toasted, shriveled up corpse inside this.
Yeah. So basically, this lightning bolt like strikes Calavera, and like his whole skeleton form just like lights up bright blue as all this lightning crackles through it. And one bolt shoots over Garrick's head and strikes one of the Iron Bulls, and the other one launches out and hits the second Iron Bull. And the second Iron Bull just there is this sort of sound of shrieking, but like the echoes of shrieking as if within like a giant tin can, which is basically what he is. And then the mechanical suit of armor of that Iron Bull just suddenly stops, and smoke sort of starts to slowly emerge from its eye sockets, and that's kind of all you know that happens to it. There's just a lot of smoke, and it's stopped in its tracks. But it is taken out.
Okay, and then from a movement, well, can I talk? Is that a free action?
Talking's a free
or-
action, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell the Hive Gods that they've fulfilled their duty to their queen. They're free.
Okay, they all yell, "Freedom! Freedom!" And they fly into the sky, going, "Freedom! What we do with freedom?"
Can I point them towards the caravan?
Go get Igmar's beer.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
yeah, I'll point them towards the caravan. Go that way for freedom.
Okay, this way for freedom!
Follow this. Is there a smoke signal? Yeah, there's a smoke signal. I'll say tell them to head towards the smoke signal.
Okay, they all fly off that way. Off to the east.
And then I think I want Sprat to get up to where Calavera is, but I don't know how this is going to happen.
Spret's currently in bear form, right?
yeah,
Dragon
unfortunately.
and bear thing.
She's going to run up to just kind of next to where, actually, just under the ship there.
Okay.
And I think that's me done.
Yeah, cool. Right. So then we're back to Calavera. And he's seen all this stuff happening with the Clicknids attacking, killing his person, and then flying off. So that's been distracting him, and Garrick has his stealth active, so that's fine. Maybe his suit is smoking and has burn marks from the chain lightning attack, and he is not impressed. And you see him stalk forward along the edge of his ship. And basically unload 2 shots at Krosek in retaliation. So I'm gonna roll for both shots.
Krosek, close your eyes.
Krosek, what's your defense?
11.
Okay, well they're -1 because I didn't take the minus in for the long range. But yeah, both are gonna hit. First one does 17 damage,
Fuck.
and the second one does 11.
That's 28 damage, you say?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he fires 2 bullets in quick succession. Despite the distance, they hit you square in the chest. Do quite a lot of damage.
Do you actually have health remaining there, or is that green sliver?
No, I've got health left, yeah.
Maybe you hear him yell out, "Your magic's wasted on me, lizard." And then it is Nettle. Nettle says to Twig, well, you went and put the sphere inside Dexys, didn't you?
Yeah. I was actually sort of thinking it's not going to react to a bug, but I don't know that for certain. So
Don't know for certain.
she doesn't know that.
Nettle says to Twig, "Look, you good-for-nothing, sun seed stealing, no-good thief. What do you say you hand over my sphere now, and you and your friends can walk away from this? I'll tell Bossman Calavera to leave you guys alone. Just give me the sphere."
And why should I trust you?
Hey, devil dogs are a lot of things, but we keep our word. Soldiers through and through. Our word is our bond.
I still think we could share it.
She laughs and goes, "You think too small."
What does anyone need with that much power?
Something I think you're going to get a real kick out of.
I say, you can have it if you can take it out from inside Dexys, and I slam the front shut. So like he's back out of pyrophone mode now. Then.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. Does that? Can I do that out of my turn?
Yeah, you could call it a quick reaction. You're just slamming the hood down. Maybe Nettle reaches out to try and grab it, but you slam the hood down and it like catches her fingers and she like shrieks out. And probably decides to start punching you again.
Yay!
She just like starts hitting you with her tiny little fists. 12 gonna hit?
12 is equal to my defense.
Okay, so that'll hit. And it does... Nah, 5 damage. She really needs to actually stop hitting you and probably shoot you, but, you know. Tantrums are being
So I took
had.
2 damage from that then.
Yeah. Garrick, it is your turn. You are for now hidden by the smoke on the airship.
I'll move around the fire
Okay.
here, and then I'll say I'll take my rifle and point it at Calavera, and I said I was coming for you, Calavera. You and all the others who threatened the peace. And I'll shoot.
Cool. Okay. Roll hit. That will hit. Bloody hell. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, quick question. If I have, as a rogue, I have ability that reduces knockback stunned by 1 point, and then if I use manstopper rounds, which does the same, does it go to 0 or does it stay at 1? Do they
No,
stack?
they can be cumulative. So you can have both bonuses.
Okay.
But no, I mean you took him by surprise and you shot him point blank, so he takes a hell of a lot of damage. Maybe you shoot him.
Center of mass.
Yeah, shoot him in the chest, and his coat kind of blows open, and you can see like his skeleton rib cage, and the shot basically blasts several of those ribs, so they're broken. And through the broken ribs, you can see there's some sort of glowing device where his heart should be.
Pull him tin man.
But yeah, good stuff. It is Brunt's turn. Brunt and Iron Fist. Iron Fist is still choking on the smoke. He comes staggering through the smoke and around the column to try and get his revenge upon Dart. He does have smoke in his eyes still, so 2 to hit. I'll just incorporate it into the roll rather than taking off later.
Oh, I don't think the fire grew last round, by the way, Wolfie.
Technically it didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, you're right, I'll just do it retroactively, but I won't put it where Garrick went. So if I just put one there, and then the ones that Dexys had done can just go there. Thank you for reminding me.
It's okay. Just thought
No, it's cool. Right, so Iron Fist is going to try and attack Dart with his flurry of blows, but each one's going to be slightly negative to hit, so he's going to be only 3d6 plus 2. And sorry, I always forget your defense.
12.
Okay, so 3 attacks. 2 of them hit, and 1 of them stunts for a lethal blow.
Little blow.
Oh.
Everybody's favourite lethal blow. So the one that doesn't stun does 6 damage minus your armor, so that's only 2 damage. And then the really hard-hitting one, which maybe is just a punch straight in the face, does 13 damage. And then Iron Fist kind of still staggering around, like blinking, where his eyes are all filled with the smoke. And he goes, "Did I get him? Did I get him, Brunt?" And you can hear Brunt goes, "Yeah, you got him. Now let me finish him off." And Brunt fires a shot at Dart, straight from where he is, with aiming.
Damn.
Which will hit. And
Need more armor.
Peacemaker. 7 damage with your armor. Armor's keeping you alive at this point. It is then Blackwall's turn.
I am going to cast Vampiric Aura again.
Oh, yeah. Same couple of targets?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Just roll the damage for each of them. We'll say the first one's Brunt and the second one's Iron Fist.
Can I, instead of giving that to me, give it to Dart?
No, it is very much like you taking their life essence. I'm afraid you can't use it to heal other people.
Oh well.
I appreciate your team spirit, but it is a vampiric ability, so no.
Vampire by proxy.
So yeah, both of those guys have been drained for a bit more damage. Iron Fist in particular is looking pretty weak. Do you want to do anything with your minor action?
I'll just do stand firm.
Okay, cool. Quickly do Silas's go. Who can Silas see? Silas maybe catches sight of, I mean, he can see these guys underneath the airship, so he's going to have a shot at Theo. And he'll aim. Ooh!
That's a hit.
He hits and he stunts, and he'll use everyone's favourite stunt, lethal. Yeah, he'll do lethal blow.
Bring. Just roll once. Ooh.
16 minus your armor.
You're so dead, son.
Did that kill you?
I got -6.
Dang. Okay, so you are knocked out and bleeding to death from the bullet holes in you.
Yep.
Everyone else has basically a number of turns equal to your constitution, I think, to get some healing on you, or you will end up permanently deaded. So just saying, guys, you might wanna help your teammate.
Please say you have at least one constitution.
I think
I
it's a
have it.
minimum of 2.
I have exactly 1 constitution.
Okay?
Let me just double check the exact rule. Oh, you've got 2 plus your constitution. So you've got 3 turns to be healed.
Come again?
You've got, it's 2 plus your constitution, so you've got 3,
So 3.
3 rounds,
3 rounds.
Before you're dead. So that hopefully be enough time for you. It would now be Theo's turn, but I'm sorry, you're kind of dying in a pool of your own blood right now.
I'm preoccupied. We
Yes,
die.
very preoccupied. So it goes to Dart.
Hmm. I'm gonna move back here and hit Iron Fist.
Okay. That'll hit. And you stunned it for 4 stun points.
Oh, pierce armor.
Ah, yeah, good call. Well, that's 2 of them. What would you like to do with the other 2?
I'm going to taunt Brunt.
Okay. So because you're using pierce armor, you'll get extra damage with your jagged spear. So roll, yeah, damage with the extra d6.
I'm also going to push Iron Fist back into the fire.
Seems like a good idea. I mean, although really all you're doing is throwing his body because you just killed him. So yeah, you skewer Iron Fist on your spear right through the stomach, and he just like collapses, and with a thrust you kind of like send his body flying off into the fire, and he falls down on the ground completely dead.
Nice.
And the taunt is I need to do communication deception versus Brunt's willpower self-discipline.
Okay.
And if I win, they get -1 on attack and casting on their next turn.
Okay. Roll your communication then. Yeah, that worked. Which seems especially appropriate since you just like made a kebab out of his friend. You can maybe just see a tear is rolling down Brunt's cheek
Oh,
as you yell mean things at him.
Go die.
Okay, that was a good turn. It is now Twig's turn.
Right. I'm gonna do. Well, both me and Dexis are going to attack Nettle separately.
Okay, sure. That
So
is both
Dexis-
your actions.
Yeah. So Dexis with his claw, and me with the wrench.
Okay, sure. Just let me know which one you're doing first.
Oh, that was Twig,
Okay.
and that was Dexis. Neither one is particularly
Neither
great.
one will hit, I'm afraid. She has better defense than that. Maybe she just kind of like swirls upward when you guys try to attack her. Just goes, "Can't touch me! Can't touch me!" And blows a raspberry in your general direction.
Twig just sort of glares back, like swinging madly.
Sorry, hit something by accident. Okay, yeah, she just blows more raspberries at you. It is the turn of the Iron Bull. Well, the surviving Iron Bull. He has now seen Garrick and is pursuing him. So he's going to move across the deck to try and intercept. He doesn't care about things like fire because he's in an enormous suit of protective metal. And he's going to open fire with his machine gun. So it's 3 attacks.
point blank.
Yeah, what's your defense?
15.
First one misses. Second one misses.
Can't touch this. Do, 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 do.
overly eager. Maybe, despite walking through the fire, it does start to heat up his suit a bit, and he starts kind of doing an awkward dance as his feet get very hot, and that plus Garrick kind of ducking and weaving means the bullets just like hit the deck instead, and there's just a shower of splinters that Garrick steps out the way of. Useless iron bulls. Right, okay, it is now the airship. The pilot is dead. So there's no one actually controlling this thing anymore. And Garrick, underneath your feet, you feel the ship start to lurch.
Oh god.
And the whole thing starts to drift. And the kind of the deck of the ship starts to tilt. So that Calavera is kind of slightly higher up than you on a slope.
No, no, no.
Just gonna move all the representative stuff over because you can't link them.
Mhm.
But yeah, the ship is now lilting. Like I say, there is a slope, so that Calavera is now technically kind of like at like a 45-degree angle up above you. The cannons of the ship do still fire at their targets, but they are going to have a much harder time hitting because of the sudden lurch in the ship's direction. So I'm going to aim. I guess one at Crowsec, one at Dart. So the one at Krosek, except they now need to get like a 19 because the ship suddenly lurched. Nope, so it scatters. Six. It scatters away. I want it to. I'm gonna say it scatters in this kind of direction towards Brett, because I might get lucky. Except I don't. So it goes there. So an explosion goes off just a few yards away from Krosek. I will then try the one that's shooting at Dart. That one also misses, perhaps not surprisingly. It scatters to the south and it goes 7 yards. So Dart's clear of that as well. It is then Krosik's go. Oh, actually, I'm going to spread some fire around as well while I'm remembering it. So the fire continues to spread.
Can I cast the minor action? Well, because I have Kyrogy, so I can cast heal as a minor action, just like the action heal. So I will do that.
Yeah, sure.
I just need to find it. Toughness 11, intelligence healing test. Hit just about.
Yep,
And I
you can
get
just about bandage yourself up.
4 plus my intelligence, so I get 8 health back.
Okay, that's good. That means your guts probably aren't hanging out anymore.
Tuck them back in. I don't know what to do with this lightning horn. Thunderclaw, sorry.
At the moment, it's giving you extra spell power, right? So
That's true. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast one final lightning bolt. Is there anything explosive on the ship? Those air balloons at the back. Are they near any engines or anything, or are they air balloons?
yeah, they are air balloons. There
Not
is this
healing.
which I forgot to move. Hang on. The actual engines themselves are at the very back of the ship, so like the propellers in the engine area is kind of like over here, built into the very
Also-
aft section.
When the ship moved, wouldn't Spret have moved as well?
No,
Spret wasn't on the ship.
on the ground.
Next to, can't tell because of stupid.
That's okay. It's a slightly fiddly situation, to be fair.
So I'm just thinking about what I should do. I'm gonna shoot Calavera in the face with a lightning bolt.
That is a tried and tested method.
Yes.
Oh,
I'd like to see.
Okay, you have 4 spell stunt points.
I'm going to. So I'm just having. I haven't used the spell stunts in so long. How much mana do I have left? Oh damn it! I'm gonna use what's it called? can I use Mighty Spell twice?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna
Oh wait, hang on.
hit him for an extra 2d6 damage.
Wait, hang on. I'm just checking because that would be.
Lethal spell's a
Actually-
bit better because you can make all targets take an additional 1d6.
Yeah, that's true.
And Mighty Spell is either
Yeah.
one target.
I'm actually just suddenly having a moment because, but like, why would you, if you could use those two together, like, why couldn't you use like 2 mighty blows instead of using a lethal blow? So I have a suspicion actually that you might not be able to.
That's fine. I'll use one Mighty Spell and then I'll use the other 2 on Powerful Casting to make it an 18 spell power check.
That seems good. Yeah. Okay.
So he has to beat an 18.
Okay. With his Constitution. Yeah, he's taking full damage.
13?
Fullerinos.
No, he gets fried by another blast of lightning, and again, like lightning kind of crackles through his whole skeleton and like burns in his empty eye sockets.
He seems like he has some kind of resistance because that didn't look like 13 damage.
I took 13 points off his total.
Yep.
Tough cookie.
We just need Garrick to survive next, and Calavera's dead.
Is the airship falling out of the sky at all?
It's more like drifting to the side and kind of like leaning. It hasn't lost any altitude yet.
Is anyone else on the floor?
The only people
Guy.
on the airship at this point are Calavera, Garrick, and the surviving Iron Bull.
Okay, I'm going to charge Sprat at Brunt. Not charge, she's just going to run up to him.
Okay.
And does she get her own major action, or I think she has to take it instead of me, doesn't she?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Okay.
But she can at least engage him.
Yeah, she's just going to run up to him and snarl.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. It is then Calavera's turn. Calavera, basically he starts making a run for the controls over here that pilot the ship. And as he runs, he keeps a gun on Garrick and fires off a shot, while his other hand kind of like reaches out for the controls. So I'll roll for 1 attack from him. Which hits
Ow!
and does 11 points of damage. So basically, what he's legging across the ship, which is obviously quite difficult because it's starting to tilt massively, and he yells out, "You might have killed my men, but you'll never take the Black Dragon." And he grabs onto the control panel with his other hand. It's also Nettle's turn. She's going to try and break open open Dexis's hatch so that she can get at the Sun Sphere inside.
Okay.
Which I'm going to say is a strength might test because Dexis isn't exactly easy to open.
He uses. What's that against? Is that against my or his might.
Yeah, that seems reasonable because Dexys is like a creature. He can probably try and resist her doing it.
Okay.
So yeah, he can fight back. As she tries to wrestle his hood off, maybe he starts like fighting back with his legs. So yeah, if you roll his might and I'll roll her might.
Oh, you joking?
Oh,
That is a fucking ridiculous roll. Wow.
That was unfortunate. Unfortunately, maybe Dexys's legs get kind of tangled up as she flies around him, and she manages to kind of like push him onto his side and pop the hood. She reaches in and grabs the Sun Sphere. That's kind of all she can do on her go. She can literally like just sort of like fly next to him and grab it out from inside him. So she's got it in her hands, but that's all she can do this turn. It is then Garrick's turn. The airship is continuing to tilt as Calavera fights to get it under control.
I'll yell at the top of my lungs to the near is it hatch or something that goes under the deck.
Sorry?
The is that at my right side, is that a hatch that goes under the deck?
Yes, it is.
I'll yell at the top of my lungs that get a bucket of water, you scrubs, the ship is on fire.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
Where has the fire gone?
It kind of got lost in the move. I'm going to recreate it in a minute.
I think it's under the ship.
I think it is physically under the ship, but I can't really get to it.
hmm,
But just please, it is there.
I kind of want to shoot Calavera, but he's controlling the ship. I don't want the ship to crash. Shoot his ass. I'm gonna shoot his ass. Everything just disappeared.
Yeah,
No?
there you go. I was just trying to fix the problem, but it didn't actually help.
I'll take a shot at Calavera, and I'll load my gun with.
Oh god.
Oh. I load my gun with man-stopper rounds.
No! Garrick was so good, he destroyed the ship. I literally just lost the whole bloody airship. Hang on. Sorry, 1 second.
The ship uses stealth mode.
I
It's a
accidentally shot.
Klingon. No, it's a Klingon ship.
I see.
Hang on. Technical difficulties. Where's it gone? Okay, sorry. Just have to do some quick hacks.
Haxor Pixor.
Might this be a good time to take a quick 10-minute break? Before we...
Yeah, I'm afraid we might have to. Sorry, because that's just really messed things up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you want to take a quick 10-minute break, now's a good time. But I will say try and keep it tight on 10 minutes because we do have that officer meeting at 10, so we are going to have to finish the game session pretty quickly around then. think that's more or less back where things were.
Sweet.
I'm here.
Cool. I'm just gonna pop off very quickly and just putting the fire back on where it was.
A quick question: do I get penalty to the shot if I shoot at Calavera because he's at higher ground?
Yeah. Well, you guys are more or less parallel at the moment. Like the height is kind of going left to right, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you're okay. But if he moved further to the right, then he'd be higher than you.
Yeah. And
I might.
just
Sorry, Karen.
just to make sure that I have two effects that reduces the knockback, knockdown, so it goes down to 0. But I do still have to stun to use it, right? So I don't just get free knockdown at every
No,
shot.
you do need to be able to stunt. Yeah.
Yeah. Just making sure.
That's cool.
Oh, also double checking. If I knock him back 2 yards from where I stand, does he go like straight up or one left and one right and one up?
Where you are now, I'd say he'd go diagonally, so he'd end up there.
Mm, I see.
Because it's essentially, it pushes directly away from you, like a
Yeah.
portion of the attack. So it would
I have a cinematic kill in my head right now if I get to do it.
Gotta stump first. I'll be
Yep.
okay just for 2 minutes, and then
Yep.
hopefully everyone else will be back. Okay, I'm here. Is everyone?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Jack is here.
Cool. Right. Sorry that that slight ship vanishing act kind of messed up your go. Shaq, do you want to take your go now?
Yep. I'll take a crack a shot at Calavera.
Okay. Are you aiming or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my minor action to something else. I'll yell at him something like, "You're going down, you skull-faced bastard."
Whoa.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna. Do I see from where I stand? Do I see Theo?
You can, because the airship has drifted. Admittedly,
Excellent.
the ship is kind of tilting slightly the wrong way, but you're fairly near the right edge, so I'm guessing if you kind of like peered over the edge, you'd be able to see him.
Excellent, excellent indeed. Well, I'll shoot Calavera. I'll use the knockback stunt, and I'll use my all 5 points of my stunt to volley. So, first damage.
So, so you're doing knockback against Calavera.
Yeah.
What was the other thing you were doing?
Volley for 5 points. I get 3 attacks that way.
Oh, yes. Damn. Okay.
Can they
Yep.
be against the same target, or does it have to be different targets?
It can be different targets.
Does it have to be different targets?
No.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, since I got volley, I'll just say, it's high noon. Yeah, by the way, do I have higher agility or dexterity than him? I got 5.
You do.
Good. Then it's 15 damage. First hit.
Oh, sorry, right. Okay, Calavera, yeah, takes the hit against the chest, and basically, yeah, pieces of bone splinter and basically fly out of him as the shot hits. And
He also gets knocked back a little,
okay,
just over the edge, and as he's going, I'll take another shot.
he staggers back and kind of like tries desperately he lashes out with like a bony hand and clings onto the railing, just so he's kind of like to try and support himself. Do your second shot.
And then the damage.
It will hit, yeah. Whoa!
I'll hit him like right under his chin, like in the neck or throat bone. Or neck, yeah.
Okay. So you hit him there, a whole chunk of his like jaw comes flying off, and the impact of the shot is enough to make him lose that final little bit of grip he had, and with like this high-pitched, horrific shriek, he loses his grip and falls from the ship and craters into the ground below.
Yeah. Justice, bitch. Then with my last attack, I'll use free action to load light forge rounds and take aim, shoot at Theo.
Okay, yeah, sure. Roll to hit. He's probably long range because you're still a good 20 yards up in the air. Oh, actually,
My rifle has 30 range.
I just realised you've got a rifle, so yeah, okay, you're fine.
Does that hit U6?
Yep, I go to +7 now.
That's not the damage.
Ah,
That's a hit.
well, I think I'm not actively trying to dodge it.
You're also
Well-
basically like a defense 10, a
Yeah.
mobile target, so that's fine.
Yeah, cool. Then the damage.
The anti-damage.
Anti-damage.
I'm back.
You missed Garrick shooting Calavera off the airship.
Ooh.
And saving 6 in the process.
Yeah.
Is Calavera dead?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Then
Calavera has fallen from the ship, having been shot multiple times and cratered to the ground.
Then I'll
At the sight of their leader shrieking and falling to the ground, and also of their airship kind of listing dangerously in the air whilst on fire, I think it's safe to say the rest of the Devil Dogs hold up their hands and surrender.
excellent.
The only exception that I think we need to resolve is Nettle, who is clutching onto the Sunsphere she's stolen with everything she's got. She basically makes to fly away. I'd like Twig to have a go at trying to stop her. She's certainly within reach to be grabbed.
I wanted to just sort of like grab her by the wrist or by the ankle or something.
Okay, cool.
And
Can you make an agility test? Or I guess, sorry, dexterity acrobatics checks against hers. Hers will, however, be at a penalty because she is carrying a big, heavy object.
Oh my god.
Crap!
this is unreal.
Okay,
Oh.
she launches up into the air. She is still in range of people's weapons, or yeah, she can't fly too high while she's carrying that thing, but she does start to make a getaway.
By the way, can I, with my minor action, try to persuade Iron Bull to take the helm? Oh, actually,
Oh, sorry, it's
I'll go myself.
technically the end of your go.
I'll go myself. Try to stabilize.
Okay. To be honest, it wouldn't be able to get there. It's very slow moving. It wouldn't be able to get there in one
Yeah.
turn anyway. So you can
Yeah.
certainly move there.
Also, can I? Well,
I think we'll take things out of initiative order now, just to let people resolve stuff that's going on.
Can I yell after her? Or not?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, if you don't stop and drop the stone now, my friends will take you out. Whereas if you stop and just let it go, we can share it. What would you rather do? Die?
Okay, can you make a communication persuasion roll for me?
It's not gonna matter. It's gonna be all ones.
You don't know.
Ooh.
Against her willpower. Okay, there you go.
Mm.
Hooray!
Hearing it that, like, you kind of like yelling, and I guess maybe using your performance type skills to really like add drama to your voice. Seeing Black Wolf moving underneath her and getting a real look for the first time at what a bad state her airship's in. Her shoulders just kind of sag with the weight of this sphere that she's carrying, and she starts to sink down to the ground and just drops it in the dirt at her feet. And she just goes, what's the point? And she just sort of yells at Twig, like looking angry, goes, "Suffering sunspots, you fey folk ruin fun for everybody."
also when she, because I'm guessing she's high, quite high up.
She's sinking down because of, like, to throw down the sunsphere. So
Well,
she's only a few yards in the air now.
I was thinking she drops it and Black Wolf catches it, and then hands it to Twig.
Okay, cool.
I hold it for a second, sort of like staring at it, and then I show it to Nettle, and I say again, like, I don't know how to unlock this thing. It's clearly something Sylph, which I don't understand. But I think that we could both easily get use out of it. And I'm not even asking for a lot, and you can have everything else. But if you help me unlock it, then we can figure out what to do with it together. Is that a deal?
She sort of like chews her lip for a minute. Kind of like looks between you and the sphere. And she's gonna like sort of pouts and goes, "Guess it's better than nothing, I guess." Damn dirty fey folk. She's sort of muttering under her breath, but she basically agrees to what you're suggesting.
Can I do a search for Baron Vole? Because he's got souls on him. Can I use my death thing?
Oh,
to-
that's true. I'd forgotten you have that. Yes, you can.
So it's just a... It's just a perception test with an extra +2 in it.
Yes. I'm going to say it's a hard check because he's had time to slip away. But he will still be in range of your abilities. So.
It's my perception plus my stun, my thing.
Yes.
Booyah!
Oh.
21 and a stun for 6.
I guess you can use exploration stunts, or you can just take inspiration for later. You sense that he is maybe about half a mile east of the canyon, which is kind of the direction you guys came from, the direction that Krosik sent the Hive Guard off in. Like, yeah, he's kind of like moving east fairly quickly in that direction. Like, he's definitely got out of the canyon and is heading across open ground.
He's been legging it.
Yeah, I'll just take it as a thing because none of the exploration stunts really help.
Okay, sure.
Oh, do that.
Garrett, you are on an airship that is increasingly veering out of control.
Do the crew come out to...
Oh, yes, you did yell for the crew, to be fair. Yeah, let's grab a couple of them.
I'll yell at the Iron Bull to drop your fucking machine gun and help them, or I will execute you right here.
Okay, so out of the hatch from where you were yelling down, a couple of gnomes come climbing out.
Ship gnomes! Oh my god!
And one of them just kind of like peeks out, looks at the fire, looks at the death and destruction, and just goes, "Gee whizzes, what's going on? Fire! Fire!"
Just put it out!
And then a couple more gnomes show up.
And stop firing those damn cannons!
Okay, they start running about, throwing buckets of water around. And yeah, they basically start managing to put out the fire. The ship is still listing quite badly, however.
Try to.
Can I use my mechanical law to see if I can, like, figure out a way of stabilizing it? If it's got, like, gyroscopes inside or anything I could do.
Yeah, you can. I mean, from this distance, you can't tell too much about its operation. But if you could try fly nearer to check out the controls, or check out the engine, or maybe how the sails work?
I'll check out the sails to see if I can, like, I don't know, make them prop the ship up or something.
Okay, you make a mechanical law check for me, please. I'm gonna say this is challenging. Okay. Now, this isn't a design you're familiar with, but the sails do function in a very similar way to wings, like organic wings. So you can, like, with a bit of clever math in your head, kind of work out some similar principles. This sail that you're closest to at the moment is basically jammed, while the other one is kind of still moving and, like, trying to maintain balance, but because the other one isn't working, that's why the ship is tilting violently to one side. So you see that the kind of the metal pole that's connecting that sail is, like, locked in position by a mechanism.
Which sail are you talking about?
The one nearest to you.
Okay.
So there's a metal kind of connecting rod and mechanism here that is basically locked in position. I guess you'd say you could probably unlock it from the control panel, or you could probably make a more direct correction.
Well, I've got the ATC screwdriver that I stole a while back, and I've also got my my wrench. So I'll just see if I can, like, fix it manually.
Okay, cool. You get your spanner, and having already identified the problem, you give it a whack, and nothing happens. But then you, like, loosen things up with the screwdriver and give things another whack with your spanner, and then the mechanism basically comes loose, and kind of some of the a portion of it kind of unscrews, and then the sail starts to flap. Like, this wing bit starts to kind of flap and reposition, and the ship slowly starts to balance itself up. And at Garrick's end, a lot of these dials on the control panel that have been spinning around wildly start to settle down, and their needles move out of the red zone and start shifting back into the nice green zone.
Phew.
And yeah, after maybe a minute or so, the ship slowly starts to right itself, and it stops drifting.
Good, good. I'll keep my eye on the iron bull so he doesn't try anything funny. And the gnomes.
Yeah, the gnomes are kind of like they're kind of like breathing heavily from having been running around putting out fires. And they're kind of now looking around a bit uneasily. The iron bull has let its weapon drop to the deck and is kind of, like, just shuffling around awkwardly, clearly not sure about what its next move should be.
I'll just say to him, don't.
Is that a chest?
That is a chest that fell off the deck when the ship was tilting. So it basically, it's a large wooden chest, fell to the ground. It's actually kind of busted up from the impact of hitting the ground, and has somewhat burst open.
I was going to say, like, Black Wolf could probably lockpick it, but seeing as it's busted open, should we just investigate it?
Let's check it out.
Is everyone okay, by the way? I'll yell. Probably.
I'm just hearing the Zelda music when you open a chest. Da-na-na-na.
That's exactly what happens. In terms of everyone's alright, I wonder if Theo's maybe slightly...
Yeah,
But,
Twice.
indeed.
okay, so you head over to this chest by the impact, and most of the wooden frame's just completely shattered. And it's basically spilled out its contents all over the place, which mostly is a bunch of silver dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Hooray!
Uh,
The stone! iPhone!
Once you kind of, like, have a quick root through it, you'd guess that there's probably easily a good 120 silver dollars, like in that pile. There's also a few boxes of various kinds of ammunition in there. There's like a couple of boxes of bullets and a box of shotgun shells, and a couple of basic weapons, like a couple of knives.
Is there anything of a magical nature?
Not that you can find in the chest, no.
Did we check if Calavera is actually dead?
Good point. He had also some kind of thingy on his chest that glowed with aether, I think.
Well, Black Wolf's the closest, so maybe this is what she sees. She goes over to where like Calavera's bones and like the remains of his clothes are, kind of in a crater in the ground. And as she gets nearer, she sees like his skull is still basically intact, and a few bits of his skeleton are still connected, but the other parts are kind of scattered around the area. And as Black Wolf gets closer, she sees that those skeletal parts, all the different bones, are starting to move of their own accord back together. And there's a sort of strange ethereal green glow as each of Calavera's body parts reassemble. And that glow is strongest within his rib cage. And she sees the same thing that Garrick saw, that there is some sort of glowing device inside his rib cage.
Can I plunge my hand into it and pull it out?
You reach in to pull it out, and you immediately pull your hand back because it stings like fire, like some incredibly painful thing has just almost as if a bomb just went off in your hand. Like just even touching that thing was extremely painful, and you feel the surge of death magic that is coming off it. And then Calavera starts to move, and he looks up at you, picks up his sombrero from the dust next to him, and sits up and puts his hat back on. And he says, "You damn dirty rats. You think you can kill me? You think people haven't tried? Far better than you have tried." And his eyes kind of glow with that same green glow that's kind of been piecing him back together.
I want to like put my other hand on his, like try and put my hand on his head, and
Yeah.
basically just overload him with death magic. Like I would for me it would be I would cast Death's Touch, but I would basically just overload him with death magic.
Okay.
Like use basically all of my mana to just pour my death magic into, trying to kill him and overload the thing that was in the thing that burnt me.
Okay. Well, roll your death touch just to check that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you lay your hand on Calavera's top of Calavera's bony, on top of on his face, I suppose, because he's got a hat on, so not on his skull. And you utter a prayer to your death god and surge as much of your power into him as possible. And that green light around him starts to get very bright very quickly, and the sort of within his ribcage where that device is, it becomes incredibly bright, too bright for any of you to look at. It's almost like there's a small, like bright green explosion going off, and smoke starts to pour out of Calavera's ribcage, and he starts kind of like making these jabbering noises, like he's trying to say words, but like he's shaking too violently to get them out, and his jawbone is kind of chattering repeatedly. And then there's a very loud kind of a bang noise and some sparks, and all the light disappears, and the skeleton just collapses back into the ground. And this time when you look down, there isn't a green glow, and you can actually see the device that's inside his ribcage, and it is glowing very slightly, but it's mostly pumping out like little streams of black smoke from where it's been overloaded.
And I say, death is my domain. And rip his head off as well.
Okay. Fine. You reach down, knock his hat off, and put both your fingers through his eye sockets, and then lift the skull off the body, and it disconnects.
Your death guard just got a soul that has been trying to cheat death for too long.
And for good measure, I'll take the thing out of his chest, if I can.
It's very hot to the touch, but it's a physical hotness now, not a magical one. It's probably still too hot for you to physically touch without burning yourself a bit.
Well, seeing as I'm wearing clothes, I just want to pull it out of him and basically, like get my hand, wrap, some of like hair dress or something around it.
Yep.
And grab it and then throw it into the sand.
Okay, so you do that. You wrap up your hand with some fabric for extra protection, reach in, and it's quite tightly secured to his ribs, but with a good, like, hard tug, it comes free, and it starts to smolder and burn in your hands, like burning the fabric you were using, but you very quickly just chuck it away into the nearby sand, and it just kind of like lies there smoldering, more black smoke, just rising up out of it in a small column. But that seems to have done the trick. The bones are not reforging, and the skull is obviously in your hands, separate. And there seems to be... You don't get any more sense of that death magic from the device, other than kind of like a faint residual glow. So, yeah, well done, Dad. You have definitively actually killed Calavera.
Excellent.
I'm going to ask you to remove all your magic points, though, because you did say you were using all your power to burn him up.
Yep.
I think it's time to heal everybody up.
I need light for grenades.
Might be a bit OP.
Can I start like searching the interior of the ship?
Yeah,
like
sure.
nice search with Twig.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Oh, you want to search the ship as well?
Yeah. Nice search with Twig.
Okay, so Twig and Krosek go down into the lower decks of the ship. And it smells quite strongly of gunpowder, perhaps not surprisingly, given all the cannon firing that's been going on. But there's actually quite a lot down there, and it seems to be a very well-maintained ship. Everything's very clean, all of the wooden interior is very polished, and it seems to be in good order with lots of stuff stowed away. A quick bit of searching, you find a crew quarters with like several hammocks strung up. You find what looks to be some kind of office. You'd guess maybe it was the captain's cabin. There is a workshop of some kind in the absolute bottom of the ship, which has various kind of manuals and blueprints and various like tools, bits of scrap metal and stuff like that. And yeah, that's more or less it. You also find like there's a cargo area, but it seems to mostly be empty. There's just a few barrels of like food supplies and artillery shells for the cannons. So just to sum that up, you've got a crew area, a captain's cabin, a cargo area, and a workshop.
Do you want to search the workshop, Tolly? That sounds like your kind of thing. Can I search the captain's quarters?
Yeah, sure. Was that you rolling to search?
I don't know.
I also stunted.
You
on
did.
my roll.
Oh,
I wasn't sure if it was relevant. If we're searching for loot, do we have to roll? Or...
I don't think so. You're not looking for anything
Okay.
super secret hidden. So
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate the rules all the same. Okay, so maybe Twig goes into the workshop first and has a look around. There are, like I say, a number of blueprints. Most of them seem to be for basically for designing armor. Like there's a very good blueprint, sort of like a schematic for the iron. Looks like the iron balls that you've just been fighting, which is labeled prototype 6B. There's a couple of other designs for armored mechanical suits in there with similar designs. And you also find a blueprint of something entirely different to that. At first glance, Twig isn't quite sure what it even is. Like, it just of some very large metal tower structure with some sort of big engine in the middle and a load of like what looks like drills and things. And she consults the notes, and it basically says, top secret, Reinhold Industries security level 7 only, mobile mining platform design, codename Big Bertha.
Ooh.
Oh.
And with a little more study, Twig realizes that, well, it says on it, mobile mining platform, that this is some sort of very large mining device, and then she works out what the scale on the thing is, and she realized that this mining platform, whatever it is easily the size of a small town. Like, at first she thought maybe it was a few feet, and then she realized the scale was actually like 100 times more than that, and it's actually a design for something really huge.
Holy shit.
But she'd probably need a bit more time to study it to actually truly understand what's going on with it, because there's a lot of very technical mathematical formulas and annotations on it that she doesn't quite recognize yet.
I'm going to take both the Big Bertha plans and the Iron Ball plans.
Okay, cool.
While this is going on, I'll try to figure out the controls of this ship.
Can I search the captain's quarters then?
Yeah, sure. We'll do the searches and then yeah, Garrett can go controlling the ship. So you have a look around this cabin. It's obviously quite small because it's not a huge ship, but it's a very nice cabin. It's quite comfy. There's comfy chairs and a proper bed and a very large kind of like dark wood desk. Which has like a number of papers in and like an ink and quill, and it's clearly been maintained by someone who really, takes pride in their work. Everything is very neatly organized and has its own place. And you kind of search around in the desk, and you find basically numerous papers, and they're letters written by Calavera. Essentially reports to someone higher up in the Reinhold Industries chain of command, and it basically details various events of Calavera's operation over the last several months. And you kind of like just start sifting through them at random, and you find like references to things that you recognize, such as the attack on the train that started all of this, where you first met him, and you find references to his negotiations that he made with the Blue Wind Clicknid. You find another letter reporting about how he shot down another airship commanded by a group of fireflies. You also find mention of how he's been making deals with blood tracker cultists, and how he's been controlling them with the promise of a knife that they have been looking for.
Nice.
Ooh.
and then the final kind of letter that you find is essentially one that these are all kind of copies. The final letter basically says that he reports he's on his way to undertake one final task to secure their deal with the Blue Wind Clicknid, and that once that's complete, that Operation Big Bertha can begin safely.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess we need to question Calavera.
Indeed. Oh.
Oh wait. We could probably can we fix his little heart thing? Did that?
I mean,
that break
have a
apart?
look, but if it's
Yeah.
Arcforged, then I definitely can't.
We could just, I mean, we've got 2 magic people, at least 1 engineer, and then no, we've got two engineers, 2 magic people. We should be able to put some of it back together. Maybe we can turn Calavera into a talking skull, as was our
Yeah,
original
just
plan.
stick it in the skull.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just keep him as a mojo.
Yeah, exactly.
We got some of his crew as prisoners now. We can also question them.
But
You
it
certainly
depends how-
can, but I'm afraid it's got to 10 o'clock, and we're gonna have to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid we're probably going to have to leave it here, and you guys are going to have to investigate further next time.
Okay, cool. That was a good evening.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, I know it was almost entirely combat, but
It was still good stuff.
I figure it was time to just have a real big showdowny type thing.
Yeah, it was actually looking at people's health. It was quite a difficult one.
It was close, yeah. I think if a few of those cannon shots had been a bit more accurate,
Yeah, it could have been bad.
it would have been a very
Oh,
different
I think it
situation.
was a pretty easy fight. I'm full health.
Just
I think-
drain the
Indeed.
health out of your enemies.
I think I've got twice the health I had last time at the end of the fight.
Yeah, good job tanking like 100 damage, Kenny.
Yeah.
You need to get plate armor.
I do need better armor, but it's expensive.
Iron Bull armor.
I was going to say, why don't you just kick the iron ball out and try and.
I have a feeling I wouldn't be able to move.
Do you remember what happened the last time we tried to put Kenny in a suit of armor? Didn't end very well.
He had to throw his character away and start again.
He was just like, fuck it, done.
Well, I'm sure we could get Twig to modify an iron ball to fit a dart.
God. Well, I took the plans, so
Yeah, you could modify one and build one for dart.
We can motorize its leg to run fast. How cool.
got,
No,
gotta
what we
go
do,
fast.
Just
Tell him
find
it's
another
side.
hobgoblin. One hobgoblin goes in the legs, dart goes in the arms. Problem solved.
Gotta go fast.
Head off then if you guys are doing your officer meeting.
Yeah, I was about to say that. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
Have fun, good luck. Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Oh boy.
Bye.
Thanks.